Well, this is Brother Peter. In the last excerpt, I chased a little rabbit or two, and thank the Lord for the privilege to be able to do that. And back in the book, back in chapter 2 of the book of Proverbs. Now, the Bible said that if you will do the first 4 verses, and you will do the second 4 verses, which is 5 through 8, I will then give you some blessings. Starting in verse 9. Then shalt thou understand righteousness and judgment and equity, yet every good path. You'll understand the good path, and you will understand the bad path. When you meet a Y in the road, here you are at a Y in the road. When you hit that Y and the question comes up, which way do I go? If you do not get your answer from this book, you perhaps more than likely will go down the wrong direction. And I'm here to tell you, I have done it. I have done it, and I do it. I'm a stubborn, mule-headed man. When I'm in the car, I will not stop and ask a question, and I'll go down the wrong road. I'll go 45 miles around a circle or around a block. I say, well, I can get right back to where I am. I'll just go down this next street, not knowing it's a dead end. Then I'll come back out of it and turn back and turn the wrong way, and I'll make a 50-mile circle that takes me an hour and a half to find my way back to where I was in the first place. And then I have to ask somebody which way to turn. Listen, don't be mule-headed spiritually. Get in the book. Listen to what people say. Do you go to church and don't open your Bible? Do you go to church and don't carry a Bible? Do you hear preachers preach and don't open a Bible? You're going to watch PH tidbits. You're going to look at these PH tidbits. My suggestion to you, if you plan on using this channel and the channels to come that Brother Peter's going to be connected with, you need to plan on growing in the Lord. If you want to grow in the Lord, you're in the right channel. If you don't want to grow in the Lord, flick this thing off right now and go about your merry business. And don't fool with it, because I'm not fooling around. I don't fool around. I'm not fooling around here. This is me. I'm real. And I live in the Lord. And I hear people say things about me all the time. They say, well, he thinks he's a prophet. No. You know what I think I am? You want to know what I am? I'm a normal Christian. I am a normal Christian. The trouble is right now, the world has got so used to abnormal Christians. When a normal one comes along, they think there's something wrong with him. But you know who the disciples were? They were normal Christians. What is a normal Christian? He's one who loves the Lord with all his heart. He's one who follows God with all his being. He's one that does everything that God tells him to do that he can possibly find out to do. He's one that gets in the book. He's one that learns that the attributes of a Christian are long-suffering, gentleness, meekness, kindness, temperance, all of those things. And so let's get back over here in verse 9. He said, then thou shalt understand righteousness. Righteousness is the opposite of unrighteousness. Righteousness is pure light. Unrighteousness is pure darkness. How do you get the junk out of steel? You got a piece of steel and it's all mangled up. It has screws screwed to it. It has tin hanging on it. It has rubber glued to it. And here's this piece of steel. How do you get it pure? You put the fire to it. You put it in a vat. You put it in a crucible. You melt it into a crucible with fervent heat. And that fervent heat will actually literally make the rubber burn up and be gone. It will literally come to a scum on the top of it, and you tip the crucible a little bit and you pour the scum off, the old tin, the old screw that melted. And then you got a crucible of steel. And then you say, I want this to be 999 steel. I want it to be 100%. Steel could be used as a saw blade. Steel that could be used on a knife blade. Steel that can be used that is 999. It's 100% steel. What do? You pour off the top 2 or 3 times. You heat the crucible. And you get that rascal to where when you pour off that steel, it is the best. The best steel has had the most fire. Now, you want to be a follower of the Lord and be a good one, you got to put the fire to you. This book will burn off the dross. It will burn off the dross. You can sit and listen to a preacher if you want to, and you need to. And you need to have your own preacher. Every single sheep needs a shepherd. If you are God's sheep, you need an earthly shepherd. You may not think so. You say, well, Brother Peter, I can sit at home and have church. Yes, you can. But it won't be anything like what God would give you if you were willing to knuckle down and have a shepherd. You didn't go through school without a teacher. The principal sat in his office down there. If he sent all those children out to classrooms and he didn't have a teacher in any classroom, it would be helter-skelter. And I find that people that tell me, I don't have to go to the church house to be a Christian, Peter, I find them helter-skelter. They don't know whether they're coming or going. And I can ask them, well, how much Bible study are you doing? Well, they're not doing much, because if they were, they'd find out they belong in the house of the Lord with a shepherd. And so, verse 9 here, he said, we're going to have a good path. Verse 10, when wisdom entereth into thine heart, and knowledge is pleasant unto thine soul. Listen. Knowledge will increase in you. It will get in you. It will be in your soul. And wisdom will be in your heart. Your heart of hearts right here. You need wisdom. You need knowledge. Listen to this one. Discretion shall preserve thee. Understanding shall keep thee. Wow. Understanding. What is the understanding? I understand if I go out and get in my car and I turn the key on and it says that gasoline hand says empty, that I have to remember to go to some filling station. So from my house, I need to remember where the filling station is. Well, I had to learn that. And I had to learn it. You say, well, it's old hat, Pete. It just came natural. No, you learned it. At one time or another, you learned it, and now it's natural. And if you'll take this book and you'll learn enough of it, you'll begin to see when your spiritual gas tank is empty, where to go to fill it. And that's what you need to know. Now look at this. It will deliver thee, in verse 12, to deliver thee from the way of the evil man, from the man that speaketh froward things, who leave the paths of uprightness to walk in the way of darkness, who rejoice to do evil and delight in the frowardness of wickedness, whose ways are crooked, and they are froward in their path. The word froward means that they are more than just forward. They are froward. They are doing it. They're coming from evil, going into evil, worse and worse. And separate yourself from such a man, or you will become partaker and be part of it, and sometimes act like it too. Well, this Brother Peter, tidbits from